information over there, Rico. You activists know a lot. You took pictures with Mr.
You started off that interview on the wrong foot. And them grown ass women, after you got done talking to him and you was really emotional, one of the women, the lady with the accent, she was talking logically. She was cool. And then it was a couple other ladies that was kind of cool too. But it was that other lady that was like, no, no. I told you the last time that we communicated through the messages on a previous video of yours that you gotta start paying attention to them females because they'll get you riled up. They also should be telling you that these ideas, these opinions, these connections that you come up with, they are still alleged. Alleged means that you don't know if it happened or not until it's been proven by facts. We don't have any facts in the Kanika Jenkins case. That's why we still talking about it over a month later. You didn't talk about that man, and it was funny, but it was more of entertainment when you used to say whatever his slogan is. That's funny. You know what I'm saying? So you laugh. Sometimes it don't have to be always serious. Even though this is a serious case, you got to try to break it up a little so I understand the way that you wanted your show to flow. But you don't, when you was talking to him, you was talking to him like he was a kid and you was a kid. And I'm like, where's this coming from? You was talking real funny, like, it was a deplorable interview. It was a deplorable interview. It was counterproductive because you could have came at him like, hey, this is what I found. This is what I believe. And I'm going to say my piece for about 2-3 minutes, whatever. And then you can respond and rebuttal. And it should have went like that. I don't believe that you listened to the interview last night when on a Mike Larry channel, because actually P. Rico was talking. Sometimes he over talked, but for the majority of the time, I didn't even think he was still on the panel until he had said something. So he wasn't controlling or trying to run Mike Larry's show. And you know Mike Larry ain't gonna let him do that no way. Mike Larry is a jerk in a good way. You know what I'm saying? He's a funny jerk. But no, that was way too emotional. It was way too childish. Were you sad? Were you lonely? Were you hungry? You should have waited at least 12 hours to do that interview so you can really get your thoughts together, because you went from one live to another. And then when your panel was critiquing you about the interview, you took it personally. Then I could tell that you was still angry because you just abruptly ended that live. And then I guess 20 minutes later, you started another one. But I was at work listening to what you was, when you and P. Rico was talking about, and I almost fell out my chair. I mean, I could believe it, but the little bit you did share with us about your life, your situation, it makes sense now. It makes sense now. You still a baby, man. You're a baby with babies, and I was like that too, but I'm grown now, and it maturity doesn't really come with age, but I could just tell that you bit off a little bit more than you could chew this time. This ain't the first L you took anyway. Let me tell you about your first L. You want people to believe so bad that that was not her in the freezer. And 80% of the people that you asked thus far said that they believe it's her. And then back to P. Rico real quick. When you asked him that, I really truly believe that he believes that it was her. And then just the way he explained things, even though he was going up and down with his emotion, I think I believe a nigga. I truly believe that he has, if it was something shady going on with the whole freedom fighters and the funds thing, when he first came to the thing, he was the last person to join the movement, really. And this was when things was messing up with Jenadida and all that other stuff. And this was the separation. He came in on the separation of Teresa Martin and the Freedom Fighter crew. So I don't think he knows anything. And then on top of that, let's say Teresa Martin did tell Jenadida what was up, what happened that night or whatever. Since they was beefing, why the fuck would she tell P. Rico? Why would she tell P. Rico, who's another freedom fighter? If she don't trust the first guy, why would she trust the last one? I wouldn't have told P. Rico anything. It just don't make sense. I truly believe that he doesn't know anything. I think he knows what he knows, and he know what he told you. I don't think, and then you asking a man about another man's whereabouts and how another man move. You don't ask no man that. If you want to talk to Jenadida, why don't you try to dial him up? He got his own channel too, don't he? And if he don't, he be on YouTube, and I'm sure you can find a way to reach out to him, since you can find out any other information. You shouldn't have asked him about what Jenadiah was doing. You also shouldn't have asked about their names and stuff like that. They don't know them, just like we don't know you. What the hell is going on here? Y'all taking this YouTube shit a little bit too seriously. And YouTube, no matter how raw, gritty, it could be racist commentary and stuff like that it is, it's still entertainment, because nothing pops off from a YouTube video. It's just all opinions and commentary. Now, it may be some facts, but how do we know if it's facts? If I tell you I seen a deer today, and if I can, but I don't videotape it right then and there, how would you know that I really seen a deer? Like, we don't know. It's only very little that could be proven, even if people do have cameras. Because if I was to ask you, everybody manipulates videotapes and video footage and all that stuff. So we don't know what's true or not, even if we do see it. It just don't make any sense to me. And it's kind of funny how a few days ago I had told you about Lionel Harris, how he was going off on that the protest that they doing now, and he was basically saying that they dumb for doing it. I was the one who put you on him, and I didn't think that you was gonna use Lionel Harris material and ask P. Rico about it. You wasn't supposed to do that. Can you do that? The way you move is now a little bit questionable, and you always said that you would never ask for no donations and stuff like that, but you had did either earlier today or last night, and I'm like, well, what? I don't. I know Mark Dice is making a living off this. I know Tommy Sotomayor is making a living off of this, but they've been doing YouTube videos for a very long time. A very long time. Now with Tariq Nasheed, which I guess he didn't have a show today because that movie was supposed to have dropped last night, so he didn't do his normal YouTube video, because usually I listen to that on Monday mornings. But even Tariq Nasheed was like, he doesn't monetize off his videos, and he don't even be thinking about it if he made a mistake and did it. I mean, he was like, yeah, somebody told me that I could make money off YouTube, but what is that check really gonna do for me? His YouTube channel got cut like maybe 2 months ago. So it don't matter, and it's not a stable income, because the material and the way that you talk on your channel, they can easily get rid of your channel. So that's not a solid income, because YouTube is not owned by you. And then all them older women on your panel and stuff, they a little bit too emotional for me too. The younger girls that you had on your panel a couple weeks ago, they was cool. It seemed like they was more laid back, but y'all getting a little bit out of hand with this. And I'ma chill out for a minute on this shit. I'm gonna go back to my regular programming, because this was like a 2-week thing that just went out of control. I think that's all I wanted to say, but that was a nasty interview. That was a horrible interview. And it just seems like other people, it just seemed like I'm good at peeping out when someone is lying. But it was questions that you was asking him that was completely irrelevant to the case. You asked him, and you kept asking him over and over again, like a female, did he go bowling with Teresa Martin? I mean, I'm like, why? You embarrassed yourself. I'm sorry. I know you already, you don't care, but you embarrassed yourself completely. Like, that shit was fucking terrible. Oh, I cuss anyway. I've been doing good without the cussing, but that was bad. That was bad. But I guess I know how to play it, because I look at black people debate racist white people, and they be trying to stick and move and stuff like that. They be trying to piss them off, but the way that they handle it is smooth. You got a lot of growing up. You got a lot of research to do as far as rebuttaling and taking the emotion out, because Kanika Jenkins wasn't your kid. She's never gonna be your kid. She wasn't your girlfriend or nothing like that for you to be really going in on these people. Yeah, from the looks of it, before I even heard before I even knew you existed, I made a video, and I had said the mom had something to do with it. This was weeks ago. This was in early September. So it's like, okay, let me delete this video because I called her a few names, both of them. Because I don't know no females that conduct themselves like that. And the reason why I made that video is because it's been a lot of Kanika Jenkins, but they was never doing no drugs, no drinking, no nothing. That Billy girl, Ashante Billy or something, I know she didn't have as bad as a reputation as Kanika Jenkins did, but nobody's really doing no coverage on her. That's the wrong example to be setting, especially for young women, because it's like, damn, if I was a young girl, I'd be like, well, this girl died at 19, another girl died at 19. One was this, one was that. And it's like, well, if something happened to me and I'm not as bad as Kanika Jenkins was, they ain't even gonna give a damn. That's how I would think. But you do what you do. Yeah, everybody is an expert.
Teresa.
Sure.
You was side by side with Miss Teresa.
No. Okay. Let me.
Why did Teresa have that arm cast on? Did she ever talk to you about that? Why she had that hand cast?
This was crazy.
Arm cast on. You don't even know about that, do you?
I still don't know how to work this thing. There it is.